Hello, everybody.
What's happening? What's happening?
I will explain you what we're going to do today. So, some
Okay.
people on my group, How to Produce Music for Beginners in Facebook, ask me like, yeah, we can write lyrics, but they don't sound good, don't sound too good to us. We could improve them, or what to do when you get unstuck. And
Mm.
I wrote lyrics in the past, but I'm more on the music production, so it's not really my craft. And I was doing a tutorial, and I said I should interview someone that does it a little more than me. And many people answered, and I chosen to speak with Princess because I liked this video. The flow was impeccable. I love how you flow on the beat, and I was
Thank you.
curious to know, some tricks that you use to get unstuck. And we will try to produce live music on the spot, and to write something so that maybe you can pick up something. So they are writing to me. Rensalvao is now live. Yeah, we already knew that. And in the meantime, I think everybody is hearing everything okay.
Yeah, over here sounds good.
Let's see. I will put some music behind because this is a little bit the idea behind the podcast,
Mm.
to have to have the music in the background as much as possible,
Oh, that's dope.
and start vibing with it, and maybe ideas start to flow.
Can you can the beat turned up even more?
Absolutely. Live studio production, guys. Everything we can do. I know. Maybe we could even chat a little bit on the beat, you know,
Yeah.
to enter in the mood. And you were telling me a little bit about yourself coming from Cleveland.
Yeah, like to me, Cleveland is such a unique space, because we have Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but we have Bone Thugs from here, Bone Thugs and Harmony. We have MGK, Kid Cudi, and to me, Cudi is a legend. He's like
Mm-hmm.
one of the goats.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's but I do feel like there's a missing space in between great talent coming out of the city. So my focus is trying to elevate that drive that people is missing and just be a force that people can look at and be like, wow, that'll motivate them to want to do more within their stuff, because that's what all is missing from the city, I feel, because like we have so much here, but people's perspective is limited, you know.
Why do you think this is really new for me? Like I never heard this perspective before. That you have so much talent and
Hmm.
yet difficulty. This separation between the starting, budding producers and artists, and the top.
Hmm.
Why do you think there is this vacuum in between?
I think when you go in, you got to know what you going in it for. Like what was the reason going into it? And 9 times out of 10, if you stay consistent enough, you will get it. You may not even see that you got it because you're so focused, but that's why you got to appreciate the small things so you can recognize those steps because
Are you like a solo artist? I know you work with a producer, but
yeah.
do you have a crew? Do you work with other guys? Maybe helping young guys start? What do you do? It seems like
Yeah,
you are trying to start something.
yeah, it's all over the place. Like, because I think of it as a compilation of my music career.
If you
Because
see
when I
me,
first
if you see me writing, guys, no disrespect. It's just to see from the other room if everything is working fine. Sorry.
for sure, for sure. But no, you're good. But yeah, I look at my music career as Prince-ish, as a maybe as like a mentor or something like that, because when I first started, it was just me, and I became obsessed with songwriting and just figuring out raps. And then I ventured off into singing a bit and more melodic. But then, and as me doing that, going hard in that, you develop a skill set, and then other people start gravitating towards it, and then you're able to mentor naturally. So it's kind of been that this entire time. So it's pretty interesting when I look back at the amount of situations I got into. Like I host events. I'm hosting an event here in
Nice.
Cleveland next month, called
About.
Prince Ish Presents Warm Summer.
Mm-hmm. What
So it's
about?
just a lot of different things for the trying to build a community.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's recognize also this beautiful beat.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been sent us by your friend. Can you tell his name correctly? Better than me.
It's Savage Royale. Yeah, he's one of
Savage
the
Royale. I
best
liking it,
producers
man.
here.
I really like it. And sets the mood, all right.
Oh yeah.
How did you start?
How did I
What was the
I
spark?
s- for me it's probably my mother playing a lot of music growing up.
Oh,
So like when you're a little kid cleaning and stuff. So I think my appreciation came from that, like Lauryn Hill, Smokey Robinson, um, Outkast,
Outcast
Eminem.
and
Yeah.
Andre 3000. I mean, what a flow that was.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. He can do whatever he want on the beat. Literally.
Revolutionary. I read something by him that it said that he created so much for such a long time that he
Mm,
just needed not to create for a while. That was like a
mm,
little scary for me. Like it can show you there's something so beautiful you don't think that you can get tired of it. I get tired of being
mm.
at the computer looking at the screen, but not of creating. And when
Yeah.
he said that, yeah, probably after 15 years while touring like crazy and
Mm.
being a little forced to be creative.
Yeah.
Let's see if Daniela sees you fine. So can you see us
Mm.
both? And
Can you see me? Oh, okay.
I can see you, but I'm wondering if everybody else is seeing you. I'm sure they are
Okay.
seeing me. I'm not sure about you. You are the guest, so they should see you more than me. And okay, so this is a weird experiment because the idea was since a long time being
Mhm.
with few musicians around me that were interested in my genre was
Mhm.
to have people to collaborate with,
Mm.
and being kind of a geek in the internet space and computers. I was like, there should be something that allows to a room collaboration, like a software, but the technology was always behind, the internet was behind, and only now it's really doable. So
Mhm.
this is really the first attempt and experiment. Let's see how it goes. Do you want to like maybe write some lyrics on this,
Yeah.
and then you can stop whenever you want, whenever you spot some tricks in your mind that you want to share, and we can talk about it as long as you want.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Okay.
I'm with it. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo. Hands up, but the arms in the bed. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo. My hands up. Getting fed up. Spread wings on the low. Low. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo. Hands up. Cause it's cool. Like now, I'm in the process of how I write is like a mix of like all the skills that I've kind of noticed of messing up so many times over the years. So like, so I know like right when I start writing, I'm like, okay, I have to create a concept early on so I can live in that moment. So I can visualize it. And then when I visualize it, I can embody that feeling and that energy. And then that keeps my momentum going.
Yes.
And it keeps my interest, because a lot of times I would get bored, you know, then I would move on or something.
No, whiteboard. Whiteboard.
Whiteboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah.
And I noticed something that you said, like embody the feeling.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to talk about this, so I'm happy that it came out. I think the more noob you are at something, the more you want crutches. Things that your mind can process easily, that you can lean on, and it's technique. And when you follow these simple rules and techniques, your lyrics will sound great, or your music will sound great, or whatever. This is true in other industries too. But if it were like that, if it was just a technical thing, and you have the answer out there somewhere on a blog or in a book, somebody that did it for 30 years would just be, know all the tricks and write every time a hit. And yes, you have some rules, like a song can have a chorus and a verse, and it's better to have some kind of structures, yes. But you can't write hits just having the simple structure, the hit formula. There's always a need for the real thing behind. So I always say, maybe sometimes some tricks, they can help you get unstuck sometimes. But it's better to first connect, for me at least, to first connect with the feeling that I want to express, and everything follows. And that's like a more sincere way of writing, I think. What do you think?
Yeah. No, because at the end of the day, when you realize what you're writing is reflecting you, and where you are, that's why I can write fast, because I'm connected with myself. So I know where I'm at in my life. So, because for me, I look back at the artists, the greats from the 60s to me, like James Brown, Temptations, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, like that type of artistry. They didn't have much structure. How they brought up was just through the feeling of the experiences around them and how they were raised. So, and then it just came out as a self-expression. So for me, that's what I look at my music as is a form of self-expression. Like now I don't really care about becoming big, famous, all that type of stuff. I want to make sure that my presence as a human being is felt,
Mm-hmm.
and felt for the positive, or at least some change or wanting more out of life. Because I feel like so many of us we just so stagnant with things that's hurting us, and we don't even know that it's hurting us. So I feel like with music it's such a powerful thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to approach it with much respect and care every time that I
Yeah.
touch it,
Feel you.
you
Yeah.
know.
With gloves. Always with
Yeah.
gloves. And yeah, and with lyrics was how do you usually start? Like you feel something and you need to express it. You take a pen or you sit every day at the same time and start writing. There are different approaches, you know.
Yeah. Each time is a different natural approach. Because my brain easily like ping pongs, things. It's more of like a troubleshoot, like a solution. Because say for instance, if I'm not feeling it, or if I'm saying something that's not true or something like that, I'm immediately deleting it. But my
Yeah.
brain is able to go right to like, why did I want to say that? And then I get to what the root of that is. And sometimes, it's fear within self. And at the same time, I feel like that's a powerful thing to address because so many people run away from it. And that's what's holding them back from the things that they want out of life. So I feel like my music is more of a mirror, and the people who connect with it.
Yeah.
And,
Like
you know,
I call this the chef rule because
mm,
I was talking with a friend of mine years ago, and she was very worried that her um, cooking style, she wanted to be a professional chef, wasn't good, and maybe she liked it, but other people didn't like it. And I
mhm,
said, well, that's an approach, and maybe at top levels it might be true that you need to know that, but I think it's much easier to start because I spent so much time
mhm,
worrying about the same thing with music, but then something freed me up. And it was like, I don't have to worry about if people will like this or not because it was becoming mechanic. I didn't like it. So I said, it doesn't matter because I'm not liking it.
mm,
I don't want to make things that I don't like. And I said, I'm worrying too much about it. I'm overthinking it. I need to do something that I vibe with, which is way more fun and sincere, and people will like it. I don't have to worry if other people will like it because there will be someone like me who vibe
mhm.
with this kind of feeling and sound. We are 7 billion people. Even if 10,000 people will vibe with that, I'm happy. It's
Yep.
a success. So I said the same thing to her. If you really really enjoy something that you are cooking, and there will be other people with similar tastes that will absolutely adore it. If you try to
Mhm,
do something that everybody will like, you will end up with something bland because it's
mhm.
really difficult to find something that everybody likes. Maybe just pizza made it a success with
Yeah.
that.
That's true. Yeah.
And so that's how I start. And with writing or with music, first connect with the feeling and start thinking about what do you want to tell. For me, usually it's I'm explaining something I'm feeling something about. I don't know if
Yeah.
you have more like a storytelling style. How do you write?
Me, it's a mixture. It's just for me, literally, I could do and I don't even know how to classify it, but I'll just say a rock song and then a hip hop song and then an R&B song and then a more Afro beatish type thing. It's just because you're a melting pot, and I feel like whatever you are, as a person spills out into your writing. So you just got to figure out what you like, and just make that for real,
Yeah. I think
you know.
I think this is something that I honestly saw coming a long time ago, when I said genres I don't think will be useful in the future because every genre comes from you are in some place in Saudi Arabia, and
Hmm.
you grew up with some kind of music that is mostly from your place, especially back in the day,
Mm.
and that influences your taste, and that you create that kind of sound. But
Yeah.
if you are in in Brooklyn in the 80s, you mostly listen to funky music and things like that, and the hip hop sound that will be born after that will be highly influenced by funky music, of
Yeah.
course, everywhere. But now we grew up, we're the internet generation. We don't listen to the music that it's you know enclosed in a territory. We have access to one Michael Jackson song, and then a Beatles song, and then an Afrobeat, and then that mouse. And I think that will create a new genre, which is like the new world music, a fusion of genres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. And I feel like that's why there needs to be more of a
No
thought.
genre approach.
Well, but that's all bleeding because even the thought of genre approach is silly. So it's that's how I look at it. And when you try to do that, you get hung up on I'm trying to make this sound, or I want to make this sound, or if I make this, then I can't do this sound, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, yeah,
So
no limitation of that kind should exist. I think in the I think it's
yeah.
better the opposite actually.
Yeah.
What do you like that sound with that other sounds that you put in the track? That's it.
Mm,
Don't care about anything else. Like
sounds good.
all these
Feels
rules,
good.
you learn to let go of them. I think you start improving when you let go of all these rules and you go more with your, as you were saying, a reflection of how you're feeling in that moment.
Yeah.
That's where you start to have art instead of artisanal stuff.
Yeah.
More like commercial things.
Yeah.
What do you think of situational music, like lo-fi for studying and coffee
Mm.
shop music and then gym, because it seems to go in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it all serves a purpose, because for me, I listen to like I'll say this, my music um attention is growing. Like I'm starting to span out more and more and it's developing appreciation. So when I hear certain lo-fi tracks, I hear that they have the lo-fi almost mid, where it's some energy in there. And I'm like, oh, okay, so there is a place where I can use this in my everyday, not just when I'm kind of just chill,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And I like that. I like variation in genres for sure.
he
In
evolved.
genre.
Yeah, it was much slower and disharmonic in the beginning, and then it started pumping a little bit. That's yes, you see, that's a that's a that kind of thing we were saying. Everybody was looking for the sound, the perfect sound. It shouldn't
Mm.
distort. It should be clean. Everything should be clean. It should be. And then we got so clean, the word got bored, and it was like we
Yeah.
missed the other thing.
Let's go
Give
back
us
to the dirt.
more. Okay, so do you do the thing where you mumble something on the beat and see if it reminds you of some word?
Mm. Um, Not necessarily. It's more so I have the I I'll say from the energy, I know where I should be headed. And it's more so finding a cadence
Mm-hmm.
for me now. Like for me, that's important to me because I enjoy cadence and that's just the way I love music. I love music with cadence. So I want to make sure that it's pleasing to the ear on some type of level, whether if I'm going hard energy rapping or low singing or uh, still growing with my singing, of course, but just different levels of it and finding new levels. Like I just found like heavy rock in band practice yesterday, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
this is
that's new
crazy.
inspiration. That's new inspiration. And
Yeah.
yeah, another thing that I wanted to add to the viewers, to the guys that are learning and starting, is to not to judge what first comes out of your mouth or head. Like
Mm.
I feel like if you start judging, that's a huge block, and you feel bad. And when you feel bad because you just judge what you did, you exit the flow state a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe some people can do it, especially if you're writing some angry rap music or gangster rap. And maybe you need that kind of I hate this. maybe it
Hmm.
will work. I don't know. But generally, you want to be a little bit in an atmosphere, a little bit relaxed, and write. And if you start thinking about what you're doing, other people what they will think, you are not focusing. You're getting
Mm.
out of focus instead of focusing on what you're feeling, what you want to express. And maybe it's very bad, but just spit something on the even mouthing it, mumbling a little bit, and then maybe crafting it to make so that it become words. Or you can look at your text that you're writing, and you don't judge it, but you just start, and then you refine it with more, you know, version after version.
Mm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of, yeah, do the same thing, shave it down. Um, but at the same time, like I include like, what am I saying? Melody, cadence, flow, all of that as I'm writing each line.
Do you want
So it's like,
Do
mhm.
you want to explain to people that, because most of the guys that are following us are beginner? So do you
Yeah,
want to explain those things, to expand a little bit, like what cadence is for you and all those things that you were talking about?
yeah, yeah. Like for me, flow, is just how you write in the beat. And for me, I like to make sure it's something that I haven't really done before or experienced before. And because I look back at my old songs and I was seeing like, okay, there is stagnation with my flows on certain things, or um, a pocket that I didn't find as interesting personally. Um, but then, there's cadence, which is how is your voice, meshing with the beat. To me, this is how I get to that place to recognize it. Um, how can I make my voice be an instrument? That's for me, that's how I look at it when I write
Nice.
hooks or even verses. Um, so that, and then, from there, I'm gathering more of a snowball where it's like a momentum ball for me for real, where I'm just gaining each step and applying it, and it's getting me more interested in the song as well sometimes because I can play it in different ways. Because it could be like, okay, how can I attack this? Or um, I have a way that I want to attack it, but I can't find the right pocket.
Okay, so if I oh,
My niece.
we have visitors.
That's him. He's upstairs. He's on
Wait,
course.
oh, give me 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Hold
Upstairs.
on. Oh,
and it's back.
yep. Sorry about this
Don't
family
worry.
emergency. I
Yeah,
got probably like 15-20 minutes if that's cool.
yeah. I think everybody in the world understands that situation now after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Inconvenience in remote working.
Yeah.
So, do you want to try to apply what you were saying to the lyrics? Like if you take this part of the beat and you have the and it will,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, maybe loop it from here.
You start me back probably it's 4 bars just before.
Yep. Maybe we can. You have a little bit of, you know. You need a
Okay.
metronome there, or it's cool.
Oh no, I was just getting the vibe for it. Cause sometimes for me, I'll say this too. Um, it's deciding on how I want to execute the words. And sometimes it's like that's why I like recording a lot too, because of recording faster, because I can throw out like, okay, which one matches the energy that I like, that really connects with that, because sometimes we can only tap into a certain energy sometimes.
So maybe I can give you some more volume.
Yeah. Okay. Is it? Could you start it just back right before that?
Something like this.
Yeah. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo with my hands up. Gotta take a stand, just a man up. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo with my hands up. Gotta take a stand, just a man up. So it was kind of that where I was beginning to write towards.
Yeah.
But
Do you want to do a little more like version of the same thing until you hit something?
Yeah. That's usually what I would do.
Too.
So I would, because sometimes I'm not good off of pitch. So sometimes I have to keep hearing it, and then I can like, there we go.
Right. And then it's curious to show also to people that never saw it how the first version could be very, very bad, and then after 10 version you start to hit something and you pick and choose the best parts and glue them together.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. It would be cool if I could record you, but I think it's a little ambitious. Let's not attempt it for now.
Yeah, probably just not today.
Yeah, not today.
Yeah, I gotta handle this.
We already got a lot. So I will start for 4 bars before 4 beats, but then I will loop it. What do you think?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo, my hands up. Gotta take a stand, just a man up. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo, my hands up. Gotta take a stand, just a man up. You ain't really gotta know.
Sorry.
My hands up. Gotta take a stand, just a man up. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo, my hands up. Gotta take a stand, just a man up. I almost wanted to freestyle and keep going.
Yeah, if you want, I can leave it for you.
Yeah. Can you play it back one more time? Spread. Gotta take a stand, just a man up. You ain't really gotta know. Spread wings on the low. Solo dolo, my hands up. Gotta take a stand, just a man up. When I went through the streets, everybody saying gotta be discreet, but I woke up, yeah. So I had to stay toked up. Ran around the city, everybody saying, go grab that, go hit that, yeah, go drink that. But I stayed home and I ever late, yeah. I meant that I elevated, yeah. It's never complicated. You just gotta eradicate everything that's in your way. Don't make it stop. No pit stop. That'll pave a way for it. You get it, that was a mistake. Let me go back to the lake, that's Lake Erie. Back to the city, that's EC West Side. Yeah, that's my best side, cause I grew up on both sides. Both sides. Seen gunshots, yeah. Then I seen bedside, yeah. Now I'm back home, went to the streets. That's just me. I don't know.
Woo!
Hey, thank you.
For a first attempt, I'll say, wow. Not first attempt from you, of course. I mean, to do something like this. And there were some sections that, man, wow. I'm very happy about it. What do you think? I let it go because it seemed to me that you wanted to go over, but if you want, I can loop the same section again. You tell me. What do you prefer?
I kinda gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go
I
now.
got, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I
But
think we
this,
shared a lot. What do you think
yeah,
of this first ever experiment?
for me, I love it. I love it because it's cool because you have enough knowledge to actually give, reasoning behind the critique, which is extremely important
Ah,
because some people, and that's the problem with a lot of people. Some people don't know how to take things,
yeah.
you know, and but at the same time, as long as there's a reason, people shouldn't feel away at all.
Yeah, leave your ego at the door, they say,
Exactly.
right?
But that's the problem with, I'll say, my city,
Yeah,
Cleveland, because I feel like a lot of people have that problem. They have to see someone else get to a certain place before they'll say, "Oh, maybe I should, look at me," instead
yeah.
of, because that's projecting, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and if you focus on what other people are doing, you are not focusing on what you want to do. So it's
Exactly.
energy loss, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
okay, so thank you immensely for being here. It was really a
Hey.
pleasure, and hope to talk to you another time.
Oh
Go,
yeah, for sure.
go
Anytime I
visit
have fun.
Prince Ish channel on YouTube, and if you want to give your Instagram handle,
Oh yeah, it's just Prince underscore ish CLE, or you could just go to princeish.com. That's where
we'll put the link
everything
anyway.
is. Okay.
Thank you, man. It was a pleasure.
Peace. Thank you again.
Ciao. Bye, everybody.